December 14, 2025, Buddha Dhamma, Chapter 8, the beginning, calm and insight. The Buddhist teaching on liberation of mind and liberation by wisdom. Introduction 8.1. In the Pali, the word samatha means calm and tranquility, but the term generally refers to actual methods of generating tranquility and developing a deeply concentrated mind. The purpose of samatha is to attain absorption, concentrative absorption, specifically meditative absorption, jhana. In samatha practices, one fixes one's minds on an object, aramana in Pali, until the mind is one pointed, which is samadhi, concentration. When concentration is properly established, the mind enters in of one of the jhanas. In the four fine material jhanas, rupa jhana, or simply jhana, one uses aspects of materiality as an object of attention. More refined than these are the four formless jhana, arupa jhana, in which one uses immaterial objects as the objects of attention. Together, these jhanas are called the 8 attainments, sammapatti. In jhana, the mind is happy, peaceful, and bright. There is no dullness or disturbance. The mind is free from hindrances. For the duration of jhana, one is said to be free from mental defilements. The defilements return, however, when one exits jhana. The term cessation as suppression, vikampana nirodha, or liberation as suppression, vikambana vimutti, are used for the suppressions of kilesas, defilement, by concentration. Possible fruits of jhanas are the 5 special powers, abhinya, psychic power, telepathy, recollections of past lives, divine ear, and divine eye. The word samatha often refers specifically to concentration, samadhi. Equating samatha with samadhi is in accord with both the Ati Dhamma and the sutras. For no matter which special power or attainments a person reaches, the essence of tranquility of meditation is concentration. Vipassana means clear insight. The term also refers to the methods of cultivating wisdom in order to see the truth, to see things clearly as they are, not as one imagines them to be, with a vision distorted by desire and aversion. This insight deepens until ignorance and attachments are uprooted, at which point one's impressions, perceptions, and attributes and attitudes are transformed. The knowledge that gradually increases during this practice of insight is called jnana, of which there are many levels. The final and the highest knowledge is called vijja, which completely eradicates ignorance. A mind endowed with such knowledge is joyous, peaceful, and free. It escapes the clutches of kilesas, defilements, which corrupts people's thoughts and actions. An awakened person, a Buddha, is not afflicted by kilesas, defilements, need not struggle against them. This knowledge is the aim to insight meditation, vipassana, and it leads to true and lasting liberation. This absolute liberation is called cessation of severance, samucceta nirodha, or liberation as severance, samucceta vimutti. The goal of tranquility meditation is jhana. The goal of insight meditation is jnana. People can practice solely samatha meditation, wishing to enjoy the fruits of such practice. The jhanas and the supreme powers, abhinyas, they may stop here, not concerning themselves with insight meditation and the development of wisdom. But a person practicing insight meditation must rely on some level of concentration. They may attain jhana first and use jhana as the basis for insight. They may practice insight first and then practice tranquility. Or they may practice both forms of meditation simultaneously. Those who are called practitioners are pure insight. Sutta vipassana yanika do not practice tranquility in a direct or exclusive way. They do not attain jhana before developing insight, but they still depend on tranquility in a broad sense. They still depend on concentration. The initial concentration of someone practicing insight may be temporary, kanika samadhi, but at the point of attaining path and fruit, magga phala, concentration is firmly established. Attainment concentration, apanya samadhi, reaching at least the first jhana. However extraordinary the jhanas or the psychic powers may be, if the result exclusively from tranquility meditation are still mundane, they lie within the domain of unawakened beings. Examples of such accomplishments are the psychic powers of Venerable Devadatta, the temporary enunciation of Venerable Godika, and the stories of the texts of monks, rishis, and lay people who obtain jhana. Concentration of attainments are supernatural powers resulting from tranquility meditation were accessible before Gautama Buddha's time. Those individuals who achieved these attainments came from other religions, traditions that preceded Gautama Buddha. For example, Alakara Kalama, who reached the third formless jhana, and Uttaka Brahmaputra, who attained the fourth formless jhana. These attainments are not the goal of Buddhism, since they do not bring about true deliverance from suffering and defilements. There were monks of other traditions who, having attained the four jhanas, maintained wrong view, claimed that the abiding in these jhanas is equivalent to nibbida, a claim that Gautama Buddha repudiated. The true purpose of tranquility meditation in Buddhism is to generate concentration to use as a basis for insight. A cultivation of this insight supports by concentration leads to the final goal of Buddhism. Someone with special quality of reaching this highest goal and being endowed with an exceptional fruits of tranquility meditation will be admired and revered. But someone who has attained only the fruits of insight is still superior to someone who has attained jhanas and psychic powers, yet remains unawakened. The concentration of non-returners who have not achieved the 8 jhanas or the 5 supreme powers, abhinya, is still considered complete. It is secure and steadfast since no defilements exist to erode or disturb it. This is not true for those who attain jhana or psychic powers, but do not cultivate insight or any path and fruit. Although their level of concentration may be exceptional, there is no guarantee of this stability. They are still susceptible to being overwhelmed by defilement, even the concentration of stream enterers, and since once returners can be disturbed and awakened by the central lust, their samadhi, their concentration, is therefore still considered incomplete. The subject of calm and insight is connected to the deliverance of wisdom and deliverance of mind, discussed below.